Do you remember Pixels?
Kind of.
I'm not talking
oh, you
about
mean
the
that movie
I'm
that came out?
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the movie. I'm talking about the actual things that you used to see in
I hear it's really good.
all their glorious fuzziness.
Yeah, I hear Adam Sandler really brings his A game.
Oh dear.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, Access, they provide my internet.
So we're going back in time today to one of the biggest games of 1994.
Really?
It was actually really well received when it came out. Very unique, different, and innovative.
That's what it was called, by the way, Under a Killing Moon.
Yeah, Under a Killing Moon.
This is an FMV game.
It is. This is this was way ahead of its time, both in terms of story and gameplay content. This is an interactive movie. This is what they called it.
Oh, it's a Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah, well, that's what they called it.
I played a lot of those.
Like, it was a movie that you participated in. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure game. It's a forerunner of Mass Effect, essentially. We've got it all configured, so we're just going to jump right into it now.
Really, BioWare stole all their ideas from this game.
I could argue. It could be argued.
Yeah. I've literally no idea what's going on, so I'm excited.
This game was made by a company called Access. They then went on to be called something... what were they called afterwards? Big Finish was, I think, they later became known as.
Were they a porn company?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were actually based out of Utah. A couple of computer heads founded it. Anywho, we're going to get right into it.
Yeah, click new game. I want to see what crazy.
So it's going to open with a rather extended movie sequence.
Okay, cool.
Featuring one of their. They got a couple of really big name actors to be in this. I got to tell you.
Adam Sandler.
So we're going to call our name. We're going to go Kruse, like we usually do.
Okay. It's more of a last name, but I guess.
That's what we usually go with. And
is that what we did for Mario RPG?
We did. We called it Kruse.
Okay, cool.
That's just the name.
They found it again, have they?
Is it?
Yep, it is.
Taking care of it.
Is this a Star Wars game?
No.
The forces of evil are persistent, sir.
That was good voice acting there.
Who have we got lined up to deal with this problem?
Murphy, sir.
They've even got like this weird breathing effect in the background.
I know.
So, sir.
What about Spade or Marlowe?
In case you were wondering, yes, that is James Earl Jones playing God.
Isn't there anyone else?
Wait, he's playing God?
Sir,
Yes, yeah, he's sort of God.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. Knowing Murphy, he's going to need help. A lot of help.
I'll
This
check the
is-
archives and get back to you.
I don't know if I can take this. This
What?
is James Earl Jones doing...
He's not
Video
in much.
games.
He's not in it much, but yeah, he's pretty great.
Of the day. As the Second World War
Oh god, that was choppy. This is going to be interesting.
This is meant to look like an old like wartime news video. So
Damien, I don't think this game was made for 50-inch plasma
absolutely
screen
wasn't.
TVs.
Not even close.
No.
The concept of plasma didn't exist in '94. This is back when you had a box-shaped monitor.
Hey, some people still have those.
I played this on a box-shaped monitor for years and was very happy with it.
Hey, it's Hitler. Do we get to fight Hitler in this game?
Unfortunately, no.
Fuck.
This actually happens in the post-apocalyptic future.
Is there Robo-Hitler?
No,
Oh.
at least not in this version.
I don't know, this game sounds pretty terrible if you ask me.
No Robot Hitler. For those of you who are familiar, this is from the Tex Murphy
No
series.
pestilence has ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and horror of blood.
Also, listening to James Earl Jones doing Edgar Allan Poe is chillingly beautiful.
Didn't he do that on The Simpsons too?
He did the Raven on The Simpsons. Yes,
Man.
that's true. Oh, he's
Someone got typecast in the 90s.
yes. Just gives you chills. He has such a great voice.
Yeah, look at these old 3D graphics.
Yep. And then you have sort of the flat background with the actual characters moving in front of it.
Yeah. It's
Again,
the
this
Undertaker's
is-
Druids.
We are over 20 years old. We did Mario RPG prior to this, which was 20 years old. This is now 22 years old.
Oh, God. Oh, well, you can tell that's not a real thing.
But this is sort of where it's a building block. I like to look at this as sort of where a lot of modern games. I mean, you need this before you can get to what you have now.
So Tex Murphy, like that's a name I've always heard of. I remember
Tex
playing any
Murphy-
games. Are they just? Is that just like a branding of like
It's
adventure
a character.
games, or-
It's,
oh,
it's the name of the character, Tex Murphy.
So
The concept is that he's a Humphrey Bogart-esque 1930s private detective, but he lives in like post-apocalyptic 21st century USA.
okay,
So it's this clash of of cultures.
So Tex Murphy's going to be our...
Yeah, Margot Kidder has
Oh.
a small part in this.
Okay.
She plays a psychotic person.
Okay.
Not much of a stretch.
Yeah.
Russell Means, who was a part-time actor, part-time First Nations rights activist.
Okay. James Earl Jones, of
And
course.
the voice of...
Just the
Because
voice.
everyone's voice, but some of these people actually appear as
Yeah.
themselves.
So Tex Murphy is our character?
Tex Murphy is our character and our hero, and we're going to meet him
I'm
as soon
liking,
as-
I'm liking this music.
Yeah, well, it's got that old 30s
Yeah.
feel to it, and the whole game is going to be populated with that.
Cool.
So San Francisco, 2042 AD.
They made a mistake not calling it Neo San Francisco.
In the moonlight,
He does.
New San Francisco sparkles
There's
like
two.
a chunk of cubic zirconium, an island of hollow beauty surrounded by a red sea of radiation. 5 million souls drowning in gamma rays. Some lucky people have a natural immunity to genetic mutation caused by the radiation.
Like Bruce Banner.
Most of
Yes.
them live in the new city, but I don't. I live
Oh
among
man,
lucky
look at that
souls,
choppy-ass
mutants in the destiny
video.
of reputable centers.
This is definitely not a game we're playing for the graphics. This is a game we're playing for the story.
Private detective. Or at least I used to be. Since
So are all these
I've
games
been
actually, like,
done much of anything.
connected to each other?
Yeah, it's a whole series of his adventures.
Okay.
But all I ended up doing was spending the last
The first two games,
cheap bourbon.
the first two games were just standard Commodore 64 style point and click games. Then this, they really made it into a fully cinematic experience, as best they could with the technology of 1994. This game originally arrived on 4 CDs. They tried to program it so you wouldn't have to change much if you didn't have to.
God, Murphy, you look like hell. Really hit bottom, didn't you?
This is Brian Keith, one of the actors they got for this. He was a, B-movie actor in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I think I recognize him.
He lots of stuff.
Oh, I usually don't look this bad.
Oh, and also Tex
Got
Murphy's
to take
hilarious.
my Geritol this morning. So, you want a drink? I saved my first one I have
And
with you.
for those of you who are into classic film, there's a lot of references to classic 1930s, 40s movies.
Yeah, one more night's looking
And it's really obvious, like,
make a few lifestyle.
where the real person ends and the fake...
The animated fake
set
background begins.
begins,
I'm
yeah.
getting out of the business. Yep, I'm going to move to the tropics and retire in a nice secluded island with a tribe of beautiful young women.
Sure you are.
Getting out of the business.
How much are you paying
The end
them?
of the world must be around the corner because you are the detective. I can't imagine you doing anything else.
What, is he
especially
like
not running
the
around
mentor
an
figure
island.
character?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The Colonel is the his
I can't
former-
imagine it.
former friend and employee.
I've been thinking about it for years now.
And he's too old for this shit.
Yep.
You know how it is?
He's 5 days from retirement.
Underappreciated. Dangerous. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 38 years. I tell you, I'm working on a case right now, and that's going to be my last one. Oh.
He's gonna die, isn't he?
Yeah, it sort of plays up to that, doesn't it?
As it looks.
There's something sinister about him.
What day is it anyway today? Saturday?
Actually, it's Sunday. We're
Well,
recording on
Saturdays
Sunday.
aren't too bad. It's normally Thursday by the time I get really suicidal.
I know what it's like, man.
So what is
In
it
fact,
you
I'm getting
want?
those feelings sooner than
Like a
usual.
body
I don't know what's
spray
causing
into
it.
the,
Just kidding.
what was that, 5?
No, Tex, you got me all wrong. Just because
I tend to play this without
me
the
got me suspended and humiliated
without the
in front of
text.
my peers.
Usually,
See, we need the subtitles because we talk like this, and people
Yeah,
watching
because we're
the video
talking
need
with-
to know what the hell's going on.
But I also like playing games like Mass Effect and other things without subtitles as much as possible because I speed read, and if I speed read through the text, I'll just jump from segment to segment.
Yeah, I have that
Usually-
problem sometimes.
And I really want to experience it as they intended it when they designed it.
Yeah.
They hire these actors to, especially in newer games with the huge careers that professional video game voice actors have, and they're so talented. Like, you want to appreciate their work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what happened to you? I heard you were doing pretty well there for a while. Did a hell of a job on that Martian memorandum?
You'll hear a couple of references to the Martian Memorandum case. That was the game immediately prior to this one.
I assume it has something to do with Martians.
Well, I can live
Well, it has to do with Mars. There weren't Martians in it, but in 2042 there are colonies on Mars, apparently.
Why wouldn't you talk to me 15?
Which now is becoming a real possibility. There could be colonies on Mars by
Could have
2042.
tried to
Yeah,
understand why I told
maybe.
the ethics board what I did. I mean, I understand now that I was out of line and I made a mistake, but why'd you cut me off like that?
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship...
I don't know if that's the first rule of being a private
You gotta
investigator.
find out who your friends
Pretty
are,
sure there's
then
more
you
important
hold on to
rules.
'em. They're
Like,
precious commodities to
don't
people like me and you. Now,
Shoot
listen,
suspects,
before
I don't think you shoot them.
I heard your name
or
in connection with a
don't
case
abuse your
somewhere.
power,
And you
Yeah.
stay out of here.
or
If you don't,
collect evidence before accusing someone, or...
I don't need any more strain on my conscience.
The whole point of these opening scenes is to set the mood and the tone, and you aren't really totally going to understand what they all relate to, but it gives you an idea of what to
Damn good
expect.
detective, and I can take care of myself.
Yeah, did you see my past games? I solved like 2 cases.
Yes, exactly.
I'm already... Okay. Good gag.
Just remember what I said, Tex. Got no idea what kind of people we're dealing with here.
He looks like Spencer Tracy, but he's
Out of
not.
my way. I'll send you a postcard.
Is he a bad guy? Because that
I know.
seemed like he was a bad guy.
And then the music. So the game takes place over a week. Each day is a new level, quote unquote.
Oh my god, this music. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Cuffing of phlegm.
Every title is a pun that relates to what's going to happen in the day. Instead of coughing up phlegm, you're cuffing up
So
phlegm.
last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only
Pretty bad at his hat throwing game,
Yes,
that's
he
for
is.
sure.
Flipping cards into my hat. I
You know, it's
got on
2044. There's probably some pretty cool video
Contrary to what
games
the Colonel
you
might
could play
think,
or
I'm
something
as
if
good
you're
a
bored.
detective as he
Yeah,
ever
you'd think
was.
that.
I mean, VR is probably a thing now.
I'm gonna
Is
see
VR a
what
thing
they
now?
got, even
I'm
if
trying
It's
to remember
gonna be this
that
year.
doesn't show up in this game. I think it might come up in one of the others.
Oh god. 90s takes on like VR and
Oh,
like
it's
the internet.
fantastic.
Any like early 90s show that has the internet in it is amazing.
So as you were saying, so the music in this game is phenomenal. Another reason I love it.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
So this is interactive mode. We're right now in Tex's office. If we push
Basically, we're
space
playing
bar-
Phoenix Wright right
Yes.
now.
If I push spacebar, it goes into movement mode.
Okay.
That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, that's not so
I mean,
terrible.
I played this on my old 486, and boy, was the movement choppy.
We're
as
getting
hell.
some weird screen tearing, and I don't know if there's anything I can do about that.
Absolutely
but-
nothing. This has
okay.
always been a thing. This was
This
way
game
ahead of
doesn't
its
exactly have VSync, so...
No, this was way ahead of its time. And I'm trying to remember how to look down. Was it shift? No.
Okay,
Shift is stand on your tiptoes. How do I stop?
shift
Oh,
again?
right mouse button is stop. Control is go down on your
Oh
knees.
boy.
So this is how you go up and down to look for things under desks.
Okay.
And then I think up and down on the up. Ooh, that's a bit too sensitive. I wonder if I can cut that down at all. That's really a lot.
It almost feels like this should be on a controller.
Do you think we can make it work on a controller?
But I don't know, it'd probably be a complicated hassle.
So if I
but-
push spacebar again, I can go back into interactive mode and actually interact with my. So under a Killing Moon. Now that we've gone through all the opening scenarios and you have no idea what's going on.
Are those your footprints?
Yeah, I'm also. If you look at this thing, I'm also a part-time dance instructor.
Okay.
So I have to remember right-click stops me from moving. So if I sort of drift the mouse forward, I'll just keep walking forward slowly until I click, and then I'll stop.
Interesting.
So I don't always have to be moving the mouse in order to move. Which
That's
is nice, which is a nice
that's an
thing.
interesting movement system.
Yeah.
I've never
There's not
seen
a whole
anything
lot
like
of.
that.
There's very little except for like one or two segments. There's not a lot of action-based fighting in this. So, yeah, the movement's definitely the weakest thing. The best thing about this game is almost everything on this that you find is interactive, and he'll comment on almost all of it.
Yeah. What did you say? You have to say about School of Dance time.
Okay.
Oh, I want to know what he thinks.
Great-great-grandpa Murphy made it through the Depression by teaching cha-cha lessons to rich older women. He made thousands before the authorities found out he had no formal training.
It's that sort of thing. Just little comments.
Would the authorities really care about a dance instructor? I guess they do in 2044.
No, this was just through the Depression. This was in the 30s.
Oh, wait.
He said
Okay.
he's great-great-grandpa.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So yes, let's talk about the setting. We are currently in 2042 San Francisco, post-World War III.
Yeah, this is what happens when Trump gets elected.
Yes, it's not that far off. The war didn't wipe out all of humanity. It did cause a lot of radiation in the atmosphere, and as he mentioned during the intro, some people have become mutated as a result. The mutations range from the comedic to the grotesque.
So it's basically X-Men.
No, they don't have powers. They just look weird.
Okay, so it's basically the Morlocks.
Yeah, more of that. So anyway, we'll browse around the office a little bit and see what's going on.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni.
Why do you have elbow macaroni in your cupboard?
Is this changing screen going to throw people? Do you think we should keep it all on the one size screen?
That's fine.
This one really isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's.
He does this a lot. This is a whole series of...
I spent weeks earning this baby. Best $20 I ever spent.
But is it?
I'm not sure if it's anything. I think it's just a comment that he spent $20 on. Ah.
Oh, it's
sorry.
like a diploma or something.
Oh,
Okay.
Correspondence School of Private Investigation.
Okay. Well, $20,
Univers-
that's not a bad deal.
The University of Investigation of Utah.
So, like, you study in investigating Utah?
Maybe.
Or you study investigations in Utah?
Well, the company that makes this game is based out of Utah, so it's probably the...
Yeah, it's probably a little developer
So
show.
anyway, oops. You know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to go into the config mode just to start out with. Because it's been a while since I played this, and this changing screen is going to really mess me up. So if I do this, and click OK, and then go to move mode. See, now I can move and interact at the same time. You notice?
Okay.
I think it'll just make everyone's life a bit easier, because I'm very picky about my... Ooh, that's way too fast. We're still sort of sorting this out.
Was there a sensitivity thing?
I'm hoping there
settings?
is. There's a mouse sensitivity, walking speed, tilt control.
Tilt control?
That's
I don't know.
control.
That's just control, not sensitivity, though.
Yeah. It's weird.
Doesn't look like you got that.
I'll stick mouse sensitivity on low for now. See if that makes a difference. Because, again, when I played this game on my old 486 computer, it was a lot slower and a lot more gradual than this. Now we have all these fast rendering speeds, and you're... Remember what 486 meant? I don't remember what that meant.
Nope.
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them.
This is very much a game of finding the blurry object that you need as opposed to the blurry object that you don't need.
Yeah, a lot of old adventure games are like that.
Most
As
of them
usual, it's a mess.
Most of them are full of junk. I happen to know where a lot of this stuff is.
How many times have you played this one?
Let's see. When I first had it, at least once every few months.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't take that long.
This is probably the only writing utensil that works in the whole office.
That's kind of the one thing about the games like this where the point is to, like, figure out what clues you need and stuff. Is
Exactly,
Once
yeah.
you've played it once...
You
like,
sort of figure it out. But I'm Mike looking more for the comedy and the writing.
Yeah.
So I've just picked up a pen. Now's a good time to check the inventory. So if I hit this, this shows me what I'm holding right now.
You could stab someone with that later.
Tex Murphy's trench coat is actually a bag of holding, and I can have an infinite number of absurd items in my inventory.
As it should be in video games.
As it should be in video games.
Because fuck inventory management.
So use is obviously you.
Well, that's not going to work.
That's a standard
Well, that's not going to work.
standard statement when you're doing something that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Examine allows you to look more closely at an item. Sometimes it'll give you clues on what it's supposed to be used for.
Combine, obviously, if you've
Combine
got two
if you have
items
two
that
items
can work
that you
together.
can make things together. So it's your standard thing.
Nothing in here but a stamp.
Can you take the stamp?
I can take this
One
down.
last $10 stamp waits patiently to be licked and mailed.
Yeah, the postal service in 2042 has gotten a bit expensive.
I don't know, Canada Post is already pretty bad.
I love the stamp.
Earth, $10. Okay, nice. A big building somewhere on Earth. Okay, cool.
That's how they do things. Yes.
My phone would work perfectly if it hadn't been disconnected.
So Tex is down on his luck, as you might have gleaned.
I like that it's a mix of, like, funny jokes and, like, the lamest jokes.
It is a little bit.
Which is, yeah.
What else should we look at in the office? I'm going to let you sort of guide us here because I know what to do.
Oh, God.
Is there anything you're
I mean, do we even have, like, a goal right now? Or are
No,
we
he just needs a
fucking
job.
around?
He's sort of out of work. He hasn't made a lot of money recently. Let's look at some
What
of
are,
the...
what are those books on his desk?
Toxic Taste is a novel by Lou G. Trundle, the only mutant popular enough to make the
Oh,
New
yes.
York Times bestseller list.
And because humanity sucks, obviously mutants are a persecuted minority.
Told you it was X-Men.
But they don't have powers. They're just ugly. That's the sad part.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today.
You mean that 1930s slang that you seem to be using all the
World
time?
War IV, a dark and reactionary
Oh, God,
vision
no.
of the century by Rush Limbaugh III.
There's 3 of them.
Apparently he spawned...
Oh,
Oh,
how
this-
did that even happen?
I don't
I
know.
guess he just... I guess at one point he just, like, kind of spits up some goo, and then a new
That's what I
Rush
think a new Rush
Limbaugh
Limbaugh
rises
will
from the goo.
There's a lot of jokes in here that still hold up today, oddly enough.
I didn't even know Rush Limbaugh was a thing in 94.
Yeah, he's always been around.
Oh yeah, he's in the picture.
Yeah. This is fun.
My ex-wife. Whenever I think things can't get any worse, I think about her and how she totally screwed up my life.
Yeah, it was probably your fault.
She's a woman who loves a man, any man, anytime. I'll never forget the day I came home early and caught her with the upholstery man.
Oh, there you are. I just got done with the chair. I'll be sending the bill to your husband.
Oh, Rudy. Let's not think about my husband right now. I was watching you upholstery and you're so big and strong.
You sure this isn't a porn game?
Think so?
Yes. God, I've only known you for 10
maybe.
minutes and I feel like I've known you forever.
Just Sylvia.
Oh, yes, look. And look at this muscle. Oh. The way you hold me, Tex never held me like this. Oh, kiss me, Rudy, and set my lips on fire.
Okay.
Well, it's porn quality acting in that
Yeah,
scene.
not all of the actors are professionals. Some of them are good. A lot of the actors in this are like employees of the game company.
Oh, Tex, honey. I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
Okay.
Oh, duh. Obviously. Now I know why the Roto-Rooter man keeps calling and asking whether we need our plumbing checked. Well, I gotta admit, those chairs look pretty good.
Thanks. Listen, how about I don't charge you on the labor and we call it even?
Fair enough. But from here on out, Rudy, customer servicing doesn't include my wife.
See, honey? I saved you some money again. Aren't you happy?
Worse. Unfortunately, it never got any better.
Oh, that's
She's not in this game much.
No,
right?
no, no. That was just the one scene.
Oh, thank Christ, because she's terrible.
Yeah. But that's the sort of thing that happens. We go into these weird,
Flashbacks.
and oh, there's something else very important here. A couple other important things we should look at.
Oh,
Typewriter?
another incoming
Oh,
message
fax
that
machine.
won't print out.
Yes, apparently in 2042 we're still using fax machines.
People still sometimes use them. They're just a lot more specified use.
I saw a comment online about.
Is there something under the door there?
Yeah, very good. You have good eyes for this. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on the chair. What I really need is another hand.
Oh, because you got to switch between the keys on the left side
Yeah.
and the arrow keys. Yeah, that's a little awkward for a control
Boy,
scheme.
mail.
Let's get the mail.
I never like getting the mail.
Oh, there's more mail.
Oh boy, mail.
Oh boy. He seems
So-
so excited. Hey, a credit card application.
So let's start with surgery gift certificate. Every item in here has some purpose to it.
One free cosmetic job. Nose, boob, etc. I mean, what else do you need, really? Nose and boob. That's the triumvirate of two.
Manufacturer's coupon expiration date for cash value 1/20th of 1 cent.
Nice.
Okay.
I could go for some boobs.
Pre-approved electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed.
Can you actually sign, stamp, and mail it?
Well, of course. That's what. Now we're going to go to combine. So there's our electronics shop application, and there's the stamp. So when you want to combine, you simply put them together,
Alright.
and they fade out into nothingness, and they return as a finished thing. So now, and then you take our pen,
Gotta sign that
and we
shit.
sign it up, and we can get ourselves a credit card, the electronic shop credit card, ready
Nice.
to mail application.
Mail that shit.
And now while we're at it,
I need to run this thing down to the auto post box on the street.
and we also had this grand reopening sale.
Electronic shop.
Yep, so that's the application we just got. Remember to bring your electronic shop credit card. Cash not accepted, credit card required.
You
And find
won't
us locally.
believe the deals.
Be sure to check out the unbelievable prices on our own line of dandy products. These products, of course, are not on sale. Dongles, fax machines, remote control toys, stereos, vidphones, doohickeys, stingers, whatchamacallits, and much, much more. One of each in stock.
Vid phones.
Vid phones, yeah, because
The future!
Now, it's very important when you're going out into the dangerous world to take your gun with you.
My gun. I love it so much.
He's American.
I can tell.
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam. Hey, bam, bam, bam. Bam. Bam, bam.
Is our character a child?
A little bit.
Okay.
And he just threw his gun out the window.
Nice work.
Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know.
Game over.
Oh, my hell. No matter how bad things got, I always had my gun. Now I've lost that too. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those days.
So, yeah, we don't have a weapon. That's great.
Cool.
So we're off to a fantastic start.
I don't see why we would need one.
Oh, by the way, you noticed how he said, "Oh my hell" there?
Yeah.
I mentioned this game was made by a company in Utah, so I think they're all like Mormons.
Okay.
So they don't say "Oh my God" at any point. It's all
right.
like "Oh my hell" or some other non-holy word.
All right.
All I've
trench
ever needed
coats,
was
okay.
A soft felt fedora, a well-tailored overcoat, and a comfy pair of sneakers.
Is he an MRA?
What they like,
What does that
and
mean?
Stay with it.
Men's rights activist?
No, quite surprisingly, he's not.
Because they really like their fedoras.
No, but
They
he wears
kind of ruined the fedora.
He wears a proper fedora, like a good old style 30s fedora, not these narrow brim ones that people like me wear nowadays. I like my fedora. I have a proper Indiana Jones fedora too. Don't worry.
Tyler has it. Tyler
My
has one.
phonograph's an old family heirloom. I love to play the classics. Cool and the Gang, Peaches and Herb.
I'm not even sure who those are now. Is that a joke of some kind?
Cool and the Gang's definitely real.
What do they do? Do they do anything?
I think it's an old hip hop group.
Okay.
Or R&B, perhaps. I can't remember. I've never heard any of their music, but I know the names.
So I think we sort of established our character and our setting. I think we should get out into the... this movement's going to take me a lot of getting used to. Sorry, folks. That's why I kept it like this, so I can bounce back and forth between movement and interaction without messing up too much.
Yeah.
Door to the street.
I guess we should go through that door.
We should. This is going to get us started in our actual storyline.
The air
Cool.
outside feels
Just in time for the
like
episode to
I'm
almost
breathing
end.
a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
Ah, the great health.
I completely forgot to turn the TV's volume down.
I thought I heard some echo at some point.
Whoops.
That's alright. We'll be fine.
Also, there's people upstairs talking and stuff, so hopefully I can cut that out.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay. So I live actually on a fire escape, which is pretty great. Stairs.
Oh, man. These old graphics. Old 3D graphics.
Yep. So this is Chandler Avenue in old San Francisco. And this is our main set, or this is our primary setting for the first part
Can
of the
we
game.
go get our gun?
Nah, that kid ran off with it.
Is he the villain? Is the kid the villain?
No.
No.
No, it's just a joke. Basically, they needed to get rid of the weapon, because he would definitely have a gun, but they didn't want it as part of the game, so they had to find some way of eliminating it. And I live in the Hotel Ritz, by
This
the way.
place is where I hang my hat. It's not much, but it's better than... Well, it's not much.
Wah, wah.
You love the MIDI music?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry this was a bit of a slower one, a lot of cutscenes. We're definitely going to get more into the interactive part of the interactive movie in the next episode. At that point, Wade, I think you should start making some decisions for us, because I already know where to go and what to do.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, fair enough.
Alrighty. So, we'll get to that next time.
Cool. I'll see you guys in a couple days.